this game, or?
No, I'll follow the Allies again, so we'll switch teams. I'll follow the same faction but the opposite team.
Alrighty, sounds good.
So once again, we have double Soviets over here on the left. We're going to see Tier 2 from Beamer, and it looks like just conscripts from Natural.
Fresh conscripts have arrived.
And we have Dusty as the overcommand, and they're playing mixed Axis, which I tend to prefer, and he's opening up with some Volks. Pretty normal. I'm somewhat surprised he didn't open with a Kubel on this map. He's opening double Volk instead.
I don't know. I've seen the Kubel used a couple times on this map, and it's all right, but I don't think that it has, you know, nearly the impact it does on Somalski Summer. So I could understand just leaving it out of your build, especially against double Soviets.
Yeah, I just like it to rush the south fuel house. If you get your Sturms in the house and you put the Kubel covering the bridge, and it's pretty impossible for them to dislodge that in any fashion.
Heavy machine gun team prepared for combat.
Looks like a pretty hard push by the Soviets for the middle here, taking a position in the building, grabbing some territory, playing it safe, whereas Dusty's going very hard for the south fuel.
Am I seeing this right? Does Natural just spamming engineers?
Yes, he is, and that's actually a 4 combat engineer build is actually kind of becoming popular these days. I've seen multiple players do it. I've seen Run to the Sun do it. I've seen, I think, Fortune do it. And a lot of people are able to pull it off since combat engineers are so cheap and actually do pretty decent damage for their cost.
That's interesting.
But that being said, I think it's more of a 1v1 build because it gives you such great map control. And 2v2, I think he might struggle to win engagements.
I would think your scaling in a 2v2 would be pretty poor. You're not going to have that on combat infantry, which you're really going to need going into the mid and late game.
Yeah, but a big part of it is that Soviets really struggle to repair once they make it into late game compared to Sturm Pioneers and compared to like American vehicle crews, for example. Soviets are really kind of behind in that regard. And so this opening, if you can keep all the squads alive into the late game, can really help you out. Assuming you can make it work.
Yeah, I guess personally if I needed more repairing power I would just add it on later, but to each his own. Alright, so we have Dusty building a battle group headquarters, and I don't really like his placement.
Yeah, that's really exposed. That is super exposed. You must be very confident in this game.
Yeah. And it looks like the Allies are making a really nice push for the Axis fuel. They got a Maxim in the house.
There's a bunch of Grenadiers up to defend. I think that the Axis should be able to hold out for a while against what's up here, but it's going to come down to positioning.
Enemy forces are capturing our supplies.
Wow, Dusty getting a really early Rakettenwer for that M3.
Huh.
Surprised that we're not seeing a Puma or even rushing a 222 to deal with it.
Yeah, I'm actually I'm a little caught off guard by Dusty's strategy here. I've never seen medic truck placement here, and I've never seen Volks Raketten either on this map. So he's got some surprises in store for me, and a retreat point actually. Wow, that is a lot of manpower invested in non-infantry 4 minutes into the game.
Yeah.
I wonder if the Allies are going to punish him for these decisions.
Well, it looks like his Volks in the south might be a bit overextended. Wow, he actually manages to throw a grenade on the M3 and takes it to almost
damage,
dead.
yeah. Unfortunately, it's not enough, and I think he was hoping for like a really lucky like flamethrower explosion or something on the guys inside, but it didn't work out.
That would have been just about the most hilarious thing I've seen all day if that had worked.
He does have the retreat point set up on his truck though, so he doesn't have to fall back too far. He also has that Rakettenwerfer available to support. Meanwhile, in the north, it looks like things are not going too well for the Allies. They're not really making any headway against this Grenadier and MG42 defensive line.
Yeah, it's interesting that they abandoned the house with the Maxim.
Yeah, the Maxim's
guess-
pretty good in the houses actually, but I think they didn't really plan on pushing, and they didn't see any reason to take any unnecessary bleed, so they're just gonna set up a line and wait for more reinforcements to arrive.
Yeah, and the good news, they have a Maxim looking over the cutoff of the east side of the map.
Oh yeah, that's right. So Dusty's defensive position actually is not accomplishing all that much for their munitions income until they can get that. Oh, the mine just takes out the
Available for deployment.
everything.
Guard rifle infantry.
Apparently that's how you kill M3s, with the Raketten and Volks. You just bait them into a mine, no problem.
That was a nicely placed mine, and I think that paid off. It's going to delay his Shrek, of course, but it certainly got the job done.
Absolutely. And it took out 3 of the 4 combat engineers. He's pretty lucky to get out of there alive
Yeah.
with this engineer.
Very lucky.
Oh, I don't like this here by Beamer, moving the Maxim out of position pretty badly, getting
Yeah.
instantly flanked.
He really risks handing a Maxim over to the enemy because of the retreat bug. It's overextending it so hard like that.
So
Fortunately, it
Dust,
gets away.
yeah, it does get away. That bug is so frustrating to play with.
Losing supplies to the enemy.
It looks like Dusty's chosen fortifications,
Oh, okay.
so maybe we'll see a Pack 43.
Ooh, full combat engineer squad goes down.
Troops have been lost.
Meanwhile, in the north, it looks like some grenadiers got a little over-aggressive, and as a result, we're forced to retreat, and I think this machine gun's going to get overwhelmed. Beamer probably going to succeed in taking control of this fuel. And, yeah, if Honeynuts doesn't retreat that immediately, oh, geez, he could definitely hand that over. I don't know. It looks like those conscripts are going to chase,
Capturing supply sector.
and I think it'll get away.
He makes it over the red cover, like 1 hit from dead. That was a disgusting mortar shot.
Yeah, that was on retreat, too, almost wiping that thing out. But it
Yeah.
does make it out, fortunately.
Seeing some good old Sniper Maxim play though, always a fan of that strat. Less so this patch with the stupid Maxim bug, but it's got a lot of good synergy to it.
Yeah, we certainly saw a lot of that from you in Siberia and in your game against All-Stars, or your games, I should
Yeah.
say.
We've
Schwer
been
Panzer
trying to
HQ
do,
going up.
oh yeah, that's another semi-exposed, very aggressive spot.
It's not
I feel like you could,
too exposed, but you could definitely attack ground it through the bushes, for example, by the graveyard.
yeah, the problem I see with it is that you're actually, if your enemy is going to attack it, then they can just sit behind all that green cover. Well, there goes a Maxim.
Yep, so much for that. As far as map control, Axis have a pretty good hold on the center / bottom, but not very good fuel control right now. Kind of trading the bottom back and forth and completely lost the top.
Yeah, Beamer did a really good job dislodging that position of Honeynuts.
Some really nice Soviet mortars so far this game. It's not even a heavy mortar, but it's just getting some really lucky shots.
I think that one has less scatter than the 120.
Yeah, the 120 is pretty RNG-tastic. Sometimes it's kind of frustrating. It just like does nothing, and other times, boom, the squad goes from 100% health to dead.
That was 2 more huge mortar shots on those Grens,
man.
almost wiping them.
That's at like really close range, though. You can see the mortar is like right there.
It's got vet 1 now, though. It's gonna start sniping weapon teams all day.
Yeah, at vet 1 at 9 minutes on a mortar is actually quite impressive. You don't. Wow, look at that. Yeah, you don't see that every day.
I think that was a precision shot, but still.
Yeah, I think you're right.
A little bit lucky again getting out with that MG at 1 hit.
Actually, it still has 8 kills even after the precision strike. Does precision strike not give you like a kill counter? Is it like mines?
I thought it would have, but maybe it doesn't.
Maybe it didn't get a kill. Maybe it just brought them really low, and then like, I don't know. That's weird.
Certainly looked like it got those 3 kills,
Yeah,
but I guess
it did.
it could have gotten them to 1 hit. Uh-oh. Guards retreat bugging a little bit.
Oh no, he just handed
Dropping
over
a DP.
a bunch of weapons to those Volks Grenadiers, a PTRS and a DP, I think, yeah.
Volks with DPs are nasty.
I think Volks are like the best squad in the game to recover stolen like stuff. DPs,
Absolutely.
bars, bazooka, like whatever, anything. There's no reason not to just throw it on them because their vet bonuses are so good.
Yep. Oh, Dusty rushing the Lukes. Doing some good work already. Might wipe this squad on a tree. I guess he's afraid of the ice, as he should be.
Yeah, I think Lux is probably a pretty integral part of the strategy he's doing right now. He needs to stay super aggressive and make sure that like an AT gun can never get into position on his battle group headquarters. He has to constantly be pushing them away, and because one good coordinated push against his forward base could really set him back.
Yeah, especially since they could hide in the house by the fuel for sight. Oh, gets a wipe. Those poor Maxims.
Ooh, nice shot by that field gun, but it will be getting to safety.
It's looking like Honeynut's teched up to battle phase 2, but he not showing any signs. Oh, he's calling another Pioneer in now. Maybe he'll get some tier 3 up.
As far as the Soviets, we do see pretty standard stuff. Both of them have gone, or one of them's gone guard motor coordination, the other has gone ISUs, mechanized, whatever it's called, so.
Oh, I stand corrected. He has an Ostwind out.
Oh wow, that's another appearance by the Ostwind then. That's, I think, the third game that I've seen an Osthair Ostwind, which is crazy. You almost never see this tank, but this tournament has seen it many times.
It's pretty good against like greedy Soviet builds if they're just trying to wait and rely on call-ins. And especially against snipers. Uh-oh.
Oh no, he wasn't watching.
One sniper down. Yeah, he should just go for it. If you get those snipers, you win the game. 2 down, and all of them down.
Oh jeez. Nice play by Honeynuts right now. They were so not ready. I'm not even sure if he had AT grenades to damage his engine, so it was able to do that, but he definitely needed to. I think they both should have gotten AT grenades as soon as they saw that looks, to be honest. So really
that and with so many combat engineers, I would hope that they would put some mines down everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. So they really found themselves without any good protection against that Ostwind, and they really got punished really hard for that. It looks like the Ostwind's going to be able to blitz to safety. Oh no, it couldn't around the corner.
Was that a mine that got it down there?
No,
What got it?
no, the AT gun. Like I think he might have used attack ground even through the forest. I'm not sure if that was an auto fire or not.
Yeah, the AT gun that Ziz does have one vehicle kill, so must have been that. Oh, this Luke's taking out another squad, it looks like. Up to 10 kills.
Oh, jeez. Caught him planting a mine. Allies really struggling for territory. I think they're prioritizing engagements a little too much right now. They could easily at least take the point outside their base back.
They seem to be pretty focused on trying to take out the Loosh, the Looks. Do you know how you're supposed to say it? I think it's Loosh.
No, it's pronounced looks. It's like, that guy looks really nice today. It's the exact same pronunciation as the English word looks.
Gotcha. Now I know.
Although if you say it with a proper German accent, it's more like Lux.
So, do we know what happened to that mortar? Maybe the Lukes got it? That was like carrying the Allies pretty hard, but
yeah, I'm not
apparently
sure.
dead now.
Maybe it's been salvaged or something. I don't know what happened to it.
I was sitting in the middle of the map. I was just trying to figure out how it died.
Oh yeah, I see it. Yeah, probably. I think the looks might have gotten it actually, but I guess I'm not sure.
There's some brave combat engineers in the south trying to fight the Looks with just their flamethrowers.
And they're trying to screen for that AT gun, but it's pretty hard to chase down.
Yeah, Dusty's microing it pretty intensively. Should be vet 2 pretty soon, and the last thing you want to fight against is a higher rate of fire Looks.
And the looks is actually almost unusually hard to vet up in my opinion. Like 16 kills and still only vet 1. Not as hard as
it's pretty expensive overall.
But it certainly, I mean, it doesn't need Vet to perform well in its role. Certainly at the time when it hits the field, it's already just extremely dangerous.
Yeah, it's like the T-70 of old, except that it lives through 2 AT gunshots.
Allies continue to kind of hurl themselves at the Soviet defenses in the middle instead of spreading themselves towards the northern flank, which is pretty much undefended. At least they still haven't even taken the point right adjacent to their base. Still haven't taken the south point. I think they're getting a little too intensely focused on taking out the enemy light vehicles when they really need to focus on territory a little bit.
It's also a little bit interesting that they both chose guards of some sort.
Yeah, shock troops would have been a huge asset to them against this. The looks and the Ostman, of course, are a problem. Well, the Ostman's dead, but looks is a problem, but shock troops would be such a huge asset against these team weapons.
Oh, guards don't really help you much against the looks anyway. It has enough armor that it can, and health, that can pretty much just sit at max range and bleed them. Oh man, Ober's getting into the building next to the guards on the south. That's gonna be brutal.
Oh, their cover also just got destroyed by a Raketenwerfer. Guards are one of those units that is hard to do anything with until you like hit critical mass, and then just like with a ton of DPs start winning engagements with them. But it takes a lot of resources.
Yeah, it does. They're a big investment, and you just can't have them sitting in cover shooting at a looks. You're just bleeding yourself at that point.
Yeah, you have to try and find a way to like pull off a medium or close range, like maneuver against it without necessarily taking too much damage yourself. And you can usually try and take advantage of buildings or just flanking, but it can be very hard.
Yeah, I think guards are actually the best squad to put in a building. They suffer a lot from rolling around on the ground not shooting, but when you put them in a building...
Yeah, I think it has to do with the aim time of the PTRS. For some reason, it's like a million years. Ooh, Katyusha hitting the field.
Yeah, I thought I heard the ring. Or whatever. What would you call that? The whoosh of the rockets?
Looks like it didn't really hit anything, unfortunately, with that first barrage. Kind of off target. Or not off target, but the orange. Oh, that grenade just sunk that field gun into the river. Ouch.
It's one of those games where it feels like everything's going against the Allies.
I've had plenty of those games.
Yeah. Ooh, Dusty's putting up a nasty surprise in the middle of the map right next to his Schwerer Panzer headquarters.
Oh, wow. Once again, I really don't agree with the placement at all.
No, I would have put it behind the house, one of those houses, or even behind the church with this much of a clutch on middle.
Like I said, I think he's feeling very confident in how they're doing. He probably doesn't expect some like massive wave of, shock troops certainly aren't on the way or anything like that. They have a huge advantage over their opponents right now, so he's really got nothing to be afraid of. There's nothing to punish him for any of these decisions.
Yes. Well, if I've learned anything, it's that the ISU can do. They can get you out of any situation. Maybe not this one, though.
I don't know. I mean, in your game against All-Stars, the Allies were in pretty similar position, to be honest. It was almost this bad. But the difference being that they had constructed a lot of fuel caches to try and offset their map losses. Still, even then, those fuel caches got destroyed within like a few minutes of being constructed, so the ISU can be a massive game changer.
Oh, we have a really sneaky scout car, actually, from Honey Nuts. I think it's going to try to run in and take this Katyusha out next time it shoots.
An interesting play. That's so dangerous when both of them have guards. Looks like he's going in. Oh, they've already called GG though.
Yeah. No ISU comeback this game.
And that's going to conclude it. All right, well, those are some pretty quick games, so I'm actually going to jump into yet another matchup. My next one is going to actually feature you, Ciez. It's going to be Ciez and Siberian against Global Conflict, which is Sarantini and Chuko Noku. So thanks a lot for joining me for co-casting. Unfortunately, these these rounds were a little bit one-sided.
Oh, no problem. I enjoyed it, and I'm certainly going to tune in and see what you have to say about mine and Sib's play here in a few minutes.
All right, great. So I'm gonna get started with that, and everybody, thanks Ciez for joining me, and we'll be back very soon.
Take care, guys, and thanks Romeo for hosting the tournament. It's been a lot of fun so far.